بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد أكرم المرسلين. الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Inshallah, I wish all of you Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, inshallah. This year Ramadan is different. It could be special if we make it special, but it's definitely different. It's Ramadan during quarantine, so maybe we should take advantage of this, inshallah. So this is a quick reminder. It's not going to be long. I found it's my duty to my community to come out and say a few things about Ramadan. Quick reminders, and also I will be talking about mosaic campaigns during this Ramadan. So we all know that Ramadan is all about fasting, about praying, about giving, and more good deeds, increasing of good deeds. The special thing in Ramadan, subhanAllah, that we usually have three negative impacts on our deeds. And those three negative impacts are our desires, even the good desires sometimes. If the nafs plays on that desire, it may turn it into a negative one. So the first one is a nafs. I'm sorry, it's our desires, which is al-hawa, and then a nafs, and then which is our own self, and the last one is a shaitan. Those three things have very negative impacts on our deeds usually. In Ramadan, Allah Azza wa Jal gave us the chance to be free of one of them, which is a shaitan. So a shaitan in Ramadan will be tied. It will be inactive. So Allah Azza wa Jal tied the shaitan as if it was tied in chains and disabled. So we were left with two impacts, the desires and nafs. And to be honest, if we know how to play it right, we will be able to control those two things, those two negative impacts. We will be able to make self-control during this month of Ramadan, especially that, alhamdulillah, we are, the shaitan is away from us, and we will be able to also control our desires. So we invest in our good desires, and we can guide our nafs, of course, if we want to, and that takes a lot of effort. We can direct those desires to, or invest it in a good thing, and also we can curb our bad desires, inshallah. So this month is all about self-control. If you find yourself, you're still getting angry very fast, don't blame shaitan. If you find yourself doing some bad deeds here and there, don't blame shaitan. It's subhanallah, as if Allah Azza wa Jal is giving us this chance to indicate the source of our sin or our bad deed. So here in Ramadan, Allah Azza wa Jal eliminated a shaitan that we always blame, and we always throw all of our blame on the shaitan, and we put a lot of excuses to ourselves to make it claiming that we're good. It's not from me, it's from shaitan. So in this month, we're facing the reality. If it's my nafs, then I have the chance now, with the help of Allah, while the shaitan is disabled, to correct myself. All it needs is your will, and also you have to admit that this is my nafs. So we have to play on this. So this month is all about self-control and self-training. So 30 days, 29 or 30 days of Ramadan, you have to understand that the training to yourself to correct it, make it behave well, is we can consider it like a concentrated course of training yourself. So, and if you come out of Ramadan successfully with this course, I think that would be such a win. So this is our main lesson in Ramadan, subhanAllah. It's all about ourselves. No more excuses. Whenever we do something bad, we have to admit it and we have to know the source of why did I do that? Is it because of my desires? Is it because of my nafs? Usually, as the Imam al-Ghazali explained, that the desire comes first, even the good desires. So it comes first, and then the nafs start working on that. And usually, النفس أمارة بالسوء, it lead us to bad things. It lead us to sins. It lead us to bad deeds. So the way the nafs works on our desires would definitely lead it to a negative desires, unless we disable our nafs, just like Sayyidina Umar used to do. And we know that Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, he used to oppose his nafs always. That's why Shaitan at the end he stopped. He has no business anymore to do with Sayyidina Umar. So whenever Sayyidina Umar is taking away a road, Shaitan would take the opposite, subhanAllah. He knew how to play. He knew how to correct his nafs. He knew how to straighten his nafs, actually. So this is our first lesson, subhanAllah. That's the lesson. The other things about Ramadan is, of course, fasting. And fasting, it shouldn't be fasting only like preventing water and food. The deep, that's like everyone fasts like that. But if you want to be like special and you want your fasting to be accepted by Allah Azza wa Jal, then your fasting should prevent any of riba, any namima, any harm to others, any harm to even yourself, because when we sin, we hurt ourselves. We would be considered of those al-zalimina anfusahum. So we oppress ourselves when we sin. So we have to avoid all sins possible, inshallah. And as I said, it takes the will. So it takes the will to do it. And who doesn't have that will? Inshallah. So this is here a siyam. We have to make our siyam, and we have to fast of bad deeds, of sins, of harms to others, harms to ourselves. So that is the siyam that we're looking for, and that's called siyam al-khawas. Those are the special people, and the more closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, they do their siyam similar to this, and even with more. So that's about siyam. The other thing, that this is the month of Quran, and here when we talk about Quran, there are too many Quran activities that we can do. The first thing and the most essential thing is reciting Quran. So reciting Quran could be a little bit difficult for some people, especially who are not Arabic speakers, native Arabic speakers. But others, they're not Arabic native speakers, but they can read Quran even better than those who speaks Arabic and reads Arabic fluently. All it takes is some effort, just to keep reading consistently, to try to finish the whole khutbah during Ramadan, the 30 juz during Ramadan. If that's too difficult, it's okay. Just make that niyyah and put that will to finish the Quran, the 30 juz of Quran during Ramadan. And whatever you achieve, inshallah, Allah Azza wa Jal will reward you for your intention. And of course, if you are able to finish, Allah Azza wa Jal will also reward you for your hard work. Generally, those people who really invest in Ramadan, one khutbah is not enough for them. They read 2, 3, 4. I know people who read 5 and 6 khutbah during Ramadan. When I was young, I was maybe 17 or 16. I visited a far neighbor, and he was very I actually was visiting his family, but they told me, why don't you come and sit with our father? And he was very old and very respectful person. um, it was a day of Ramadan. It was around noontime, 12 o'clock, almost Dhuhr time. And when I came into his room, and subhanAllah, the room was enlightened of so much moon, to the point that I felt I needed sunglasses. And he looked at me. He was an old man, and he was like, his face was full of nur, subhanAllah, very tranquil, content, and wise man. And he looked at me. He said, "Oh, daughter, we have nothing yani, to offer you as a guest. Usually, when the guests come, they give them juice, they give them coffee, they give them cake, whatever they have. But like it's Ramadan, we're fasting, so I'm gonna give you, instead, I'm gonna give you some recitation of the Quran." And he started reciting from Surah Al-Kahf, and he was in Surah Al-Kahf already. And I thought it was his like daily juz that he reads, until his daughter came in and told me, okay, my father reads a khatma every single day. Every single day in Ramadan, he reads full khatma. And on that day when I visited him, subhanallah, he was in the middle of the Quran at 12 p.m. Yani by the time of Maghrib, he will finish the whole Quran. He is an old man. Maybe he doesn't have much to do as responsibilities as he was young. But like for an old man, he's supposed to be like kind of sick, tired, exhausted. He, that didn't play any role. What plays a role is like that will that I want to finish the whole Quran every single day. And subhanAllah, when we finish reading the Quran, there is a dua, and this dua is answered. And Sayyidina Anas ibn Malik, he used to call all of his family, and he used to have very big family with too many members. Every time he finishes the Quran, he called them to attend the dua. And he used to finish the Quran many times every week. It's not like once a month. So why? Because he used to tell them that the dua is answered and come say Ameen after my dua. So that's another thing that would lead us to the dua list that you have to put. You should include in this dua list not only your personal desires and your personal wishes and your personal requests from Allah Azza wa Jal. This is of course important, but I urge you to start your dua, of course, with as-salah ala Rasulillah, and you make salawat upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that will require your dua to be more answered, inshallah. And then include the Muslim Ummah in your dua. The Muslim Ummah around the world are in crisis almost everywhere. Include them in your dua. Make dua for them, inshallah. May Allah Azza wa Jal and make us all stronger and take away all of the calamity. And also include in your dua all of the humanity. Make dua for them for guidance. So don't forget your brothers and sisters, especially now at the time of COVID-19. It's very tough and critical days. And maybe this is the right time. Maybe that's the time that some people comes back to Allah at the time of calamities. Some people start to search for better resources for their religion during calamities. So just keep making dua. The dua in Ramadan is answered. The dua during calamities also is highly considered. So it is more, more in Ramadan, inshallah. So that is dua. I'm going back to Quran because Quran is very important in Ramadan. It's not only reciting. I'm not going to tell you to memorize Quran in Ramadan if you can do beside your recitation, but anything that is related to Quran is highly recommended. Instead of reading a novel or reading like a business magazine or reading anything, just consider this month reading a book about the Quran. Maybe it's about the tafsir, about lessons from the Quran, about anything. Maybe tafsir one surah. there are some resources that you can learn a quick take an idea about one juz every day in Ramadan. So the juz that you're reciting, you can take a look at the main elements that Allah Azza wa Jal focused on this juz. I think you can check with other resources. I think this year Sheikh Yasser Al-Qadi is doing something like that. It's about like one juz explaining one juz every day. It's not, of course, a deep tafsir that will be taking a long time, but like we're giving us a general idea about this juz. This is very important. So reading anything regarding the Quran, learning like the meaning of a surah that you always has curiosity to know what does this ayah and that ayah means, why those ayat were revealed, and so on. So anything related to Quran is highly recommended to be done in this month because it is rewarded and it's multiplied. So this is about the Quran. The other thing about Ramadan is giving. Giving comes in many and different shapes. So giving may come into like sadaqah. Many people like to take out their zakat during Ramadan because the reward is multiplied. So it's the time for to pay zakat. Paying your sadaqah. There are many programs. Inshallah, I will mention it. We at Mosaic having iftar sa'im. So we will be preparing food. It will be prepared by the refugees, the Safartas Refugee Kitchen, and it will be distributed for people, not only needy people, also people in our community. We have great people. We like to appreciate their efforts. There are elderly people, there are some refugees, and also other needy people. And so we have like a colorful, wide members in our community that it's really, we would love to share our food with them. So also, if you are interested, we in Mosaic are doing this, and the reward will be, subhanAllah, coming from two sides. The first side, that the refugees will be benefiting from preparing the food, so they will be paid for their effort, and the food will be distributed for others, so you will get the ajr of iftar sa'im. So that's one kind of giving. Other kind of giving is like the fundraisings that are coming out. Many people would say it's COVID-19 and we don't know what tomorrow is bringing. And we would love to save our money now, even though we're still getting paid, but we would love to save our money. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us how to behave during calamities and taught us that as-sadaqa tudfi'u ghadab ar-rabb. So when we are in calamity, a big chance that Allah is going to help. It's a big chance that Allah Azza wa Jal is telling us, hey, you do something about this. Allah is turning our attention that there's something, maybe it's not personal, maybe it's like as a collective community, there's something Allah is not happy about it. Like as we see now in this calamity, it's all about the whole globe. It's not about you or me or certain people only. It's about, subhanAllah, the whole entire globe. So in order to be safe, inshallah, and our family would be also safe, it's really good that we give more. During the calamities, we give more, inshallah. And this is where the sadaqah comes. So in Mosaic, we have the food and hygiene boxes. We have it every single year, and this year, inshallah, we have it. You can check our page and take a look at the drives that we have. You have many options. Some of them are monetary, others are you can purchase whatever you want. For iftar sa'im, you can sponsor a family for iftar sa'im, or you can sponsor an individual also for iftar sa'im. So giving, that comes in subhanallah, different kinds and shapes. Okay, for those people who seriously they don't have anything to give, they have only what makes them content, or some people are seriously needy, they are in need and they can't give anything. So for those people, you're still going to be able to give. And this kind of giving is, subhanallah, I think this is more important than the monetary giving. It's when you give up your right when someone harm you. So if someone harms you, Allah Azza wa Jal will give you the right. يعني, Allah will punish that person for you, whether in dunya or akhirah. But also you can give away this right by and it's considered as sadaqah. So I make sadaqah that I give up my right. I withdraw that punishment on that person who harmed me in this dunya. And subhanallah, that is the best of giving. يعني, as one of the Sahaba, he said, I'm going to say in Arabic, أتصدق بعرضي على من آذاني. So whoever harmed me, I would give up my right away as a sadaqah. So this is also sadaqah, forgiving. So I forgave that person as if you're paying yourself a sadaqah. So you gave him the sadaqah and you gave yourself the ajr. So this is very high rewarded sadaqah. At least when we come at the day of judgment to meet Allah Azza wa Jal for hisab, when we stand in between his hands, we don't have anything against anybody. So we don't have to wait for that hisab until Allah Azza wa Jal bring that person and he talks to them and then he talks to us back and then we take our right from their deeds that day. That is a long process, subhanAllah, and long process standing in between the hands of Allah. And then we don't know how it's going to go. It's really tough. So if we will be able to pass this process and go immediately, inshallah, to Jannah because we already forgave our those people who harmed us, such a blessing, subhanallah. And if you forgive these people, Allah Azza wa Jal will forgive you. And that's ألا تحبون let me remember the ayah in Surah An-Nur that Allah Azza wa Jal, don't you like that Allah Azza wa Jal would forgive you? And of course we do. So forgive each other. So this is the best of sadaqah that you can do. And that will cleanse your heart from all of the grudges, all of the bad feelings. And then you will live, subhanAllah, that will make you free. You will live happy after that. So I'm sure many people had suffered from others' harm, but forgiving is a good tool, subhanAllah. It's a good reward for us before it's reward for them. So this is also another kind of giving. In this month, the way that you can increase your deeds also to the kinship. The kinship is number one, subhanAllah. So during the quarantine, every family is staying alone in their homes. Their parents probably they're elderly and they're living alone and they can't visit them much. They can't take a good care of them as they used to do before. So you have to be creative in doing that kinship. So alhamdulillah, we have many tools. We have FaceTime, we have WhatsApp calls, we have everything. You can send them some delivery for food. You can send them delivery of grocery cards. So for those far relatives, subhanAllah. So kinship is number one. Be creative during this calamity. I'm just checking here some points that I haven't covered. So the other thing in Ramadan is Tarawih. Tarawih comes only in Ramadan. And it comes, subhanAllah. It's usually people would say, I'm going to pray the minimum that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam prayed. It's 8. We know that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam prayed 20 as well. And we know that Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he made that bid'ah hasana, or what we call it sunnatan hasana, that he made it 20 rak'ah and he made it in jama'ah. This year we cannot make it in jama'ah in the masjid. And many of us would feel really motivated to go and pray it in the masjid with other people, and the imam is leading the prayer. But this year we cannot. Every one of us should stay at home. Guess what? Even if the masjid, like even if there is an imam praying alone, all alone, we cannot follow him through the screen, through the TV. We can't. We can watch him. We can enjoy his reading. We can his recitation to Quran, which is really good idea. But we cannot follow him as an imam. That means what? That means each one of us in our home, we have to find an imam. So your husband, your brother, your could be an imam. If your house has no male to lead the salah, you can be the imam for your female relatives in the house. So it could be some kind of responsibility that you're not used to, but fine. Allah Azza wa Jal, as if Allah Azza wa Jal say, okay, this is training, you have to do it. You don't have any other choice. And alhamdulillah, if you can read some Quran, even if you don't memorize Quran, you open, look here, you open the Quran. Allah, I memorized the Quran, but I still feel it's faster when I open the Quran, so I won't stop and think, oh, or I make any mistake. So I open the Quran. When I have a long prayer, I open the Quran. Why not? Open your Quran, have a Quran stand, prepare your area for praying, make it your own little corner, call it my musalla. If you have an extra room, make it the musalla for everyone in the house. Clean it, make it tahira, purify it, and air condition it. Make it nice, make it ready to receive the malaika, to receive that subhanallah, this high spirituality in this room. So in salah is very important. So salah comes in steps. First, you have to complete your 5 fara'id on time. So I received a message the other day that many people are really suffering in completing their 5 fara'id every single day. This is the time. If you can't do it in Ramadan, it's going to be very difficult later on. This is the time to make your fara'id on time. Fajr on time, it's not qada. Don't sleep on Fajr. Say, oh, I'm very tired. Yes, of course, but nobody is more tired than Rasulullah. Rasulullah had so many responsibilities. And he used to wake up on time for Fajr. So this Fajr is very important. And some people would stay long praying Taraweeh and reading Quran and making all the tahajjud thing, and then they sleep and they miss Farad. Now, Farad is more important than all of that. Farad is more important. It is obligated on us to be on time. Allah mentioned this in the Quran. It is kitaban mawquta. It is on time, supposed to be on time. So if you don't pray your 5 prayers on time, this is the time. If you can't do it now, it's going to be very difficult later on. Not impossible, of course, but it would be more difficult than doing it in Ramadan. Train yourself to do it now so you can keep on doing it after Ramadan, inshallah, for the rest of your life. It must be number 1 priority in your life. Your fara'id, 5 prayers must be your priority in life. What comes after it, you want to do extra? Wow, God bless, you can do it. You can pray sunan. So Fajr has 2 rak'ahs before it, Sunnat Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dhuhr has 2 sunnah mu'akkada, 2 sunnah ghayr mu'akkada before it. And then after it, there are 2 sunnah mu'akkada and 2 sunnah ghayr mu'akkada after it. If you feel it's too much, do the mu'akkada and leave the unmu'akkada, but it's better if you feel like you have some time, even if your energy is not good. You can boost your energy. You can put some extra will. You say, no, I'm going to do it. Some challenging to your nafs. and try to do it. Asr has 4 rak'ah, Sunnah غير مؤكدة. Maghrib has 2 rak'ah after, Sunnah مؤكدة. And Isha has 2 rak'ah after, Sunnah مؤكدة. And the witr is Sunnah مؤكدة. Never ever sleep without witr. Never ever make Fajr without witr. Rasulullah mentioned that and he was very clear about it. So witr, من لم يوتر فليس منا. He's not from us, the person who misses witr. So witr is very important. And you want to do extra? Alhamdulillah, you should do extra. At least Taraweeh Qiyam the Taraweeh is the prayer that only comes in Ramadan. So we have to do Taraweeh. So we pray for Isha first. You cannot do Taraweeh without praying Fard, by the way. And I was shocked that many people don't know this fact, unfortunately. So you pray Fard first, and then you pray 2 rak'ah of Sunnat al-Isha, and then you start with Taraweeh. You start with your Qiyam. So Qiyam comes in any number we want. Rasulullah prayed mostly 8 rak'ah just to make it somehow kind of easy for those people, but he prayed it too many times. He prayed it 20 rak'ah. And yes, we want to do 20 rak'ah. Remember, all of your deeds in Ramadan is multiplied and it's worth praying in Ramadan. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, inshallah, can look at it in His mercy and forgive all of us. So while praying Taraweeh, you can read part of your Juz'. You can open your Quran and read some of your Quran in your Taraweeh. And this would be, subhanAllah, like it's multi-ibadah in one, like 2 in 1. Then you can make dua. A dua in witr, that would be 3 in 1, 3 ibadah in 1. So it's subhanAllah, yani, this month is all about blessings. The last thing I would mention here is al-i'tikaf. I'tikaf is staying alone, worshipping Allah all by yourself, making that niyyah of i'tikaf, so no distraction, no phone, no TV, no computer, no book, nothing. The only book is permissible is Al-Quran in your i'tikaf. So you have your corner or you have your room in your house, your musalla, and this musalla should be clean, purified. So when I say cleanliness doesn't not necessarily meaning purified all of the times, because in Islam we have the concept of cleanliness and the concept of purifying, which is al-tahara. So clean, purified, nadif wa tahir, and it has only few things, so it's not like crowded, organized, and then you have your you prepared yourself. So we as a woman, we have that praying suit, which subhanAllah, every Ramadan, if I have a new suit, I keep it to use it in Ramadan. And if I happen that I don't have a new suit for praying, I would just choose the best one that I have. I wash it, I iron it, and I perfume it, and then I make sure that I keep washing it during the month or changing it. So it must be clean. Don't come from cooking. You smell onion, you smell garlic, you smell whatever, and just to do those rak'at. No. Make sure that your body is clean, your clothes are clean, and the space that you're making your prayer at is clean. So this is نظافة or طهارة البدن وطهارة الثياب وطهارة المكان. 3 kinds of tahir places, tahir things that you should take care of before you do your prayer. Many of us, and we also used to see this in the masajid, when we pray together at the masjid, many people would come with the smell of onion as if they have like a perfume of onion, and it's very heavy smell. And this is subhanAllah not from the adab, not from the etiquettes of salah. For salah we have to come really in a very nice smell. And Rasulullah prevented himself from eating onion and garlic because he used to meet too many people and pray in the masjid. Although it's not haram to eat garlic and onion. So can you imagine yourself coming after cooking all of this onion and garlic and that meat and whatever it is that has heavy smell, and with the same clothes, with the same like everything, you just make it wudu and come to pray. And Rasulullah mentioned that malaika will run away from those smells. So if we wanna make our place a good recipient for malaika, then we have to make the scent should be nice. That would attract malaika. They will come. So those are few of the etiquettes. Etikaf has a niyyah. When you make a niyyah, usually men do it in the masjid. They can now do it at home. Women, they do it at home anyways. So you can do it like for an hour, for 2 hours. We all have responsibilities. You have kids to teach now at home. You have other responsibilities, so it's impossible to make it like full 10 days of etikaf. But you can make it occasionally and on daily basis, especially the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Etikaf is very important. It will, subhanAllah, wallahi, bring a lot of spirituality to your heart, a lot of calmness and content and happiness to your heart. So make sure to choose like an hour, 2 hours every day when you're done with your responsibilities. Don't leave your responsibilities to do etikaf. No, finish your responsibilities first. You have work, finish your work. If you have to cook to your family, clean, teach your kids, whatever, do it. But still make those hours of etikaf, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever you can. Don't make it less than 1 hour. I don't recommend that. But like an hour is fine. You can start with an hour and then you increase it. What you're gonna do in this hour? You're gonna pray. You're gonna, of course, you make the intention of etikaf and pray 2 rak'ah. And you will pray as much as you want. You can read Quran. Alhamdulillah, Allah Azza wa Jal gave us like variety of worship. And that is like if you're bored of, or if you feel like you're sleepy when you're reading Quran, you can stand up and start praying. If you felt again sleepy or tired or your legs are not really holding you tightly and strongly, you can change. You can make dua. You can sit down and make dua. Okay, you're done with the dua and or you feel your tongue is not really free in like proceeding in dua, open the dua book, because sometimes Allah Azza wa Jal will inspire us, and if He loves us, He will inspire us with the dua. But sometimes we're not that inspired. We have our moments. Open a book of dua. Prepare that book from now. Prepare it and highlight the most important things that you feel or that you reflect with. So, and open your book of dua. Now you're done with the dua. You can do tasbih. In Ramadan, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told us in his hadith that in Ramadan we should make a lot of istighfar, a lot of la ilaha illallah. Those two kinds of tasbih are very important in Ramadan. So all kinds of tasbih, of course, is important, but specifically in Ramadan, those two. So you must be doing your afkar, morning afkar, evening afkar, and also you should be doing istighfar and la ilaha illallah. Those are two important tasbih in Ramadan. So make sure you can start your etikaf at the first day of Ramadan. If you want, you can start as a training, but make sure at the last 10 days to do etikaf, inshallah. So in this Ramadan comes while COVID-19 outbreak. So it is a mandatory quarantine. I would say it's a mandatory retreat. So that's how we should look at it. When we go to retreats, we pay money, and why? To go wash ourselves and our soul and be with Allah and stay alone, stay away from any distraction from Allah, be with nice, good sisterhood. This is not gonna happen now. We are all in quarantine. But what is the alternative thing? Allah sent us Ramadan during this COVID-19, during the quarantine, to tell us you are in mandatory retreat. So it's our choice now. We either take advantage of this quarantine or we waste it and we would be angry and we would be bored. So you have either choice. You can make it. So inshallah, this would be my reminder for the month of Ramadan. I hope I can see you more inshallah during the month. I'll be letting you know. Before I end up here, I will quickly go through our campaigns in Mosaic, what we're doing. So the first campaign, you can check our page, Mosaic DMV, on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram to find those information. The first thing is the food and hygiene packages. So you can sign up for 1, 2, 3 items or for all items in the package. You can sign up and bring it, deliver it to the address there, or you can sponsor the whole package that costs $275. The other campaign is iftar meals. You can sponsor an iftar meal for family for $100 or individual iftar meal for $17. That would include date, juice, appetizer, main course, and it would be also delivered by our those who lost their jobs, especially those who used to work on Uber, and it's like they rarely get any orders for through Uber now. We will make sure that we hire those people and we will be paying them, inshallah. So they will deliver. They will take all of the precautions measures. They will deliver our food and hygiene packages, and they will deliver the iftar meals as well. We have due dates for those two campaigns. Make sure to take advantage before the due date comes. The third thing is the fundraising campaign, inshallah. We will launch it tomorrow, Thursday, inshallah. This campaign is about having a mosaic house. So after 4 years of working remotely with all of our clients, whether from our community members of female and youth and children, or the refugees or others, we've been working remotely. We really worked in a very difficult environment and circumstances. It became evident that we need a center where those women can come together and do all of the activities together, whether they are halaqat or they are vocational training or book clubs or all of the aid drives that we do through our also Mosaic Care and Mosaic Social Lounge programs. So we are collecting money, inshallah, to have our center. Hopefully, inshallah, it will be successful. It would not be successful without your contributions. Please contribute generously to this campaign. Also, part of the contribution could be to share this campaign with your friends and families. So, inshallah, that will be our third. We will also have some kind of like spiritual activities going on in Ramadan, inshallah. Recitation of Quran before Maghrib would happen a few times. In Ramadan, we will go live, and one of the our, I'm not going to say youth, our young men would be, inshallah, reciting Quran. We will see many of those talents. So those talents would be male, but it would really give us a nice spiritual spirit during this month, especially that we are all alone at home. Also, for one of our campaigns, it happened to be in Ramadan, which is Mother's Day Award nomination. So you can nominate a mother. Could be your mother, could be your mother-in-law, could be your grandmother, could be your teacher, could be a community mother figure, could be your neighbor, any person who is a mother figure or a mother that you think she deserves to be awarded. You can also check our Facebook page and fill the form for her. That is going to be announced on the Mother's Day, inshallah. I think it's on May 10th this year. So I happen to be in Ramadan. We're doing this for the second year. And the last thing will be the Eid drive, inshallah. We will announce the Eid drive in few days, maybe at the end of the first week of Ramadan, inshallah. So keep me in your dua. I keep you in my dua, inshallah. I wish you all prosper and a happy Ramadan. Be patient during this month. Very important to be patient and don't forget your self-training. Self-training and mandatory retreat. Take advantage of those two things in Ramadan. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Jazakum Allah khair for watching. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.